Hello and welcome back to your mat. Today we're going to do a short centering class. So this is going to help bring you back to center. When you feel like you're being pulled in too many different directions, we're going to bring ourselves all the way back to our center. So we'll start with a quote by Lao Tzu. At the center of your being, you have the answer. You know who you are and you know what you want. So we're going to start just in a nice, easy seat. So whatever that means for you. It could be up on a blanket, whatever. Also, I should mention you might want 1 or 2 blocks for today's class for a couple of poses. We're going to just start here and just arriving. Okay, so just go ahead and feel your sit bones hitting into the earth, grounding into your mat, and feel yourself coming here in this moment and coming back to your center. And breathe here for a few rounds of breath in and out through your nose at your own pace. A lot of times our mind can be crowded with thoughts. We may have lots of things we need to take care of and to do. And we feel like we're going in all different directions and spread very thin. And this can cause a lot of anxiety and stress. So it's really nice to do a practice through the yoga postures that will help bring us back to that center, to the central part of us, to our central being. Go ahead and take your soles of your feet together. And you can have these as wide as you'd like or closer in if you'd like. And from here, just go ahead and kind of butterfly wing both of your legs up and down. So just kind of open up a little bit here. And again, arriving. So we're going to try to connect to our center because that will also help us in times of chaos. And, just life in general. So the yoga poses are not just a physical aspect. They can also help us off the mat. So we're going to just butterfly a little bit more here. Up and down, really kind of opening up here and really feeling your sit bones evenly grounded into the mat. And then we're going to go ahead and stand at the top of our mat, and we're going to do a little flow here. So go ahead and stand at the top of your mat and ground down all 4 corners of your feet into the mat. So again, feel yourself arriving here, feeling balance on both feet. And we're going to inhale and reach those arms up overhead. And then we're going to exhale and fold forward. Inhale and halfway lift. If you don't have a block, you can always use your shins. Halfway lift. And then go ahead and step that right leg back. Leave the knee up. And we're just going to come into a runner's lunge here. So we're not going to come all the way up. We're going to come up on our fingertips or a block. Could be handy here. And really just feel this for a moment. And kind of rock back and forth here. Make this a little bit more dynamic instead of a static pose. So your left foot is forward and your right foot is back. And we're just really open and stretching here. And as you're in this pose and all the poses today, really try to bring yourself into your center. So really feel yourself coming there into that central channel. And go ahead and drop that back knee. And now we're going to come into a runner's stretch. So go ahead and straighten that front leg. Again, the blocks could come in really handy here. You can be more upright if you like, but we're going to have that left toes fixed. The left leg is straight. You can come up or you can bow forward any amount. So whatever feels best for you and whatever props you need and however you need to do them. Just really open up those hamstrings, but again, trying to bring ourselves back to that central line. So like if you drew a line down your mat, you're trying to bring all of yourself back into the central place. And then go ahead and step forward. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale and come all the way back up. And we'll do the other side. So inhale, grounding by all 4 corners of your feet. Inhale, raising your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. You can have a bend in your knee if you like. Inhale and look halfway out. You can come up on your shins if you like or blocks. And then exhale and bring that left leg back, staying up on your fingertips here. So not dropping that knee. So your left leg is back, your right leg is straight, your right leg is bent forward, looking forward, and a little dynamic movement here. So just kind of rock a little bit forward and back, really kind of open yourself up here. And then going to drop that back knee down. And now we're going to stretch back into that runner's lunge. So now your right leg will be straight, your right foot will be flexed up. You can stay more upright, come up on blocks, whatever feels best for you. Going to stretch those hamstrings out. Try not to lock this knee in too much. You want to keep a little slight bend there. And then go ahead and step forward on your mat. Exhale and fold in. Inhale and come all the way up, rising up here. And exhale, hands down the center line here, back to your chest. Arrive here for a moment. And now we're going to step the left foot back into warrior one. Left foot back, front leg is bent. Hips are square to the front of the room. Back foot is at a 45-degree angle. Come into your warrior, but here, again, hug everything into the center line. Hugging everything in, bringing everything back. It's easy for us to get all scattered and feel like part of us is over here and part of us over here. Let's bring all that back in these yoga postures. Inhale here. You can bring the arms up overhead if you'd like. Now we're going to exhale and come into pyramid pose. So this is where a block might come in handy, especially if you have really tight hamstrings. Straighten the front leg. You can go ahead and leave the left leg where it's at. You can bring it in a little bit if you like to shorten that stance, if that feels better for you. Stand up nice and tall here. Both legs are straight. And then exhale and fold forward any amount, keeping that right leg straight, but don't lock the knees. You might have a soft micro bend there. Look out in front of you and then exhale and fold in any amount, using the block as a prop, using your shin as a prop, or maybe your hands come all the way down. Whatever works for you. And breathe here. And then we're going to come into high crescent. So go ahead and bend that front knee deeply. And now come up on the ball of the back foot. So now our right foot is forward bent. Back leg is straight, left leg is straight. Inhale and bring those arms up overhead. Really just stay in this pose for just a minute or two, like just a little bit here, a couple breaths to really, again, just really bring everything in. Feel your core is working here to bring everything in, to keep you upright and steady. And then we're going to transition to warrior three. So if you know that balance poses are tough for you, or warrior three is tough for you, have that block handy. And when you feel ready, go ahead and step the back leg in a little bit. You can bring your arms down to your sides. I find that easier, or even at prayer position. If you bring them out, it's going to make this pose much harder. So you decide what your challenge is for today. And then when you feel ready, I've got my front leg bent right now. Come on up, balance on that right leg. Bring that left leg up and straighten it out. When you feel ready and steady, you can always reach for the block. Really balance yourself here, trying to keep everything hugged into the midline. And exhale. Nice, step back. And we're going to go ahead and go through a chaturanga. So go ahead and come into your plank pose, or you can have knees down. And exhale, lower all the way down to the ground. Inhale and tuck your toes. Rise up into your cobra. And then exhale, let's go back into a downward facing dog and stretch all of that out before we do the other side. And especially in this pose, you can feel both of your hands and both of your feet are grounded into the mat. And again, if you see that line down the center of your mat, feel your body coming into all of that, coming into that center. And your mind will also follow. And look forward. Let's go ahead and step forward on our mat. Inhale and halfway lift. Look out. And exhale, fold in. Inhale and come all the way back up, reaching up. And exhale, bring your hands down to the center line of your body, down to your chest at prayer. All right, we'll do the other side now. Let's go ahead and step that right foot back, come into warrior one. So your left leg is bent deeply. Your right leg is back. Your hips are square to the front of the room. And your right foot is about a 45-degree angle here. You can stay right here. This is a nice place to be. That helps you really kind of hug in here. Or, bring your arms up overhead. Whatever works and serves you best today. You have to always listen to the body that you are practicing with today. And it will vary day to day. And then go ahead and reach for that block if you know you're going to need it for pyramid. And now we're going to straighten that front leg. You can shorten your stance a bit if you'd like. Go ahead and stand all the way up, nice and tall for a moment. And then we're going to exhale and hinge forward at the hips, coming into pyramid pose. So again, you want this leg to be straight, but you don't want the knee to be locked. So give it a slight, soft micro bend in the knee. Inhale and look forward, and then exhale and fold in any amount. You really feel this in your hamstrings. And then go ahead and rebend that front leg. And now pivot on the back leg. Watch your balance here. And now we're coming into high crescent lunge here. So you can bring your arms up overhead if you like. You can leave them down at your sides. You can even bring it behind you if you feel like your shoulders are a little tight. That's always a nice little way to open the shoulders and not fall over, of course. And yeah, yoga is not just about the physical postures. It actually helps us off the mat too. So learning to keep our balance on the mat also helps us in life, to help us balance our lives. And now we're going to come forward into warrior three. So if you know that you need a wall or a block or whatever you need to help with balance, grab it. There's no shame in using the tools available. Please use them. Go ahead and come on in on that with that back leg in. Hands down to your sides or at prayer. And when you feel ready, go ahead and fly forward, bringing that right leg up and behind you, your arms behind you, or at prayer. If they're in front of you, it'll be harder. Balance here for a moment. Breathing, find that focal point. Hold it. If you fall, just come back into it. No big deal. And exhale. Nice. We'll come back into a down dog from this. So go ahead and stretch those legs back. Really just feel for a moment the opening that you've had throughout your body. Let's go ahead and rock forward to plank. And then exhale and lower down. Again, you can always bring your knees down. Lower down to the ground. Untuck your back toes. And inhale up into your cobra pose. Coming out of your pelvis. And exhale back into a nice little child's pose for a brief moment. All right, we're going to come on up. And from here, we're going to do one more little balancing pose, but this will be a seated balancing pose. Also great for just in general in life. Helps center us, helps us keep us on bringing everything back into the center. It helps strengthen the core. So we're going to go into boat pose. So inhale here and get nice and tall. And then what you're going to do is you can bring one leg forward and the other leg forward. You can keep your hands on the ground if you like, because you're looking for a V between your legs and your upper body. So if you need to be right here, that is a great balancing posture and also helps with the core. Or if you feel ready and you feel stable enough, go ahead and bring your arms out too. You can always straighten your legs, but that's a little bit more advanced. And I have trouble with that. So do it works for you, of course. Breathing here and chin up, keeping that V with your body. Exhale, hug your knees in. Nicely done. Balance poses help also kind of get us out of our head a little bit. All right, go ahead and stretch your right leg out long on the mat. And bring your left leg will be bent. So now you've got your right leg stretched out. And now just go ahead and turn over to that right leg. Inhale, get tall. And then exhale any amount and fold forward over that right leg, any amount that works for you. You can obviously be more upright or further in. And even in asymmetrical poses, we can still bring ourselves to center. This just helps to balance. We do one side, we do the other, always for balance. And then go ahead and come up and we'll switch sides. So go ahead and bend your right leg in, and your left leg will be out straight, and your toes will be flexed. Inhale. Exhale, go ahead and turn over here, over to your left leg, and then come over any amount, stretching over that leg. Taking some nice deep breaths here before we finish out with Shavasana. And inhale and come all the way up. And just to kind of even things out and come down, right down our center, go ahead and stretch both of your legs out long on the mat, however wide you can. Stay upright if this feels good for you. Or go ahead and exhale and tilt forward any amount, coming right down the center. So you'll feel each side of your body hopefully is feeling balanced from the poses that we did on each side. And you can feel yourself coming right back here into this moment, hoping to bring your mind also back here. And then we'll come up and then go ahead and lie back into Shavasana. So go ahead and lay out long on your mat. Get comfortable. I'm going to keep an eye on the time, so I'm not going to lay down, so I'll guide you through it. So go ahead and lay out on your mat, stretch out. Legs are long and spread, and your arms are long and spread on the mat, so you're nice. Just take as much space as you can. And just notice your breath here at your own pace. Don't try to change it, just notice it here, coming back to yourself. Take this little time of rest. So go ahead and close your eyes. We'll have a quiet minute here for you to enjoy this. Close your eyes down and just notice how you're feeling. Take 3 more deep breaths in and out through your nose at your own pace. And if you'd like to and want to stay longer, then ignore my cues. Otherwise, hug your knees into your chest. Roll over to one side. Push yourself back up and come to a nice seated position here. Thank you very much for joining me for this class. I hope that it helped you. Even though it's a short class, a little bit goes a long way. If you liked this class, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any suggestions or any comments, please leave those in the comments below. And also subscribe to get updates to the new classes that are coming up. Thank you again. Namaste.